Hello, everybody. Let's take time to break bread in John 11. Today, I'm going to be reading from the NIV. I like the NIV, but I rarely read from it. But today, I think I want to make it just a little bit more simpler to comprehend. Jesus took the bread and he blessed it and he broke it and he gave it to his disciples, and the disciples gave it to the people, and the people ate. He also took the cup and he said, this cup is filled with my blood, drink all of it. So the purpose is always know the word, and then the blood represents go activate it, go do it. One without the other does not work. We must do the work of what he gave us instructions to do. Giving instructions is one thing. Doing the instructions altogether totally different and better. All right, let's look at John 11. Let's eat from John 11, verse 1. Now a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary and his sister Martha. So it was three children, Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. This Mary, whose brother Lazarus now lay sick, was the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So this Mary had a reputation in town, and she had a brother named Lazarus, and she had a sister named Martha. So the sister sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. You know how you like hanging out with Lazarus? He's sick. When he heard this, Jesus said, this sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it. Thank y'all for letting me know how Lazarus is, and he'll be all right. Now, Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. It's just like certain place you go, you just kind of like hanging out with these folks. So when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days. He didn't leave. He said, I thank you for letting me know, but what were we doing? We got to finish up what we're doing here. And then he said to his disciples, let us go back to Judea. But teacher, Rabbi, they said, a short while ago the Jews there tried to stone you, and yet you are going back? Yeah, let's go back. Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours of daylight? Anyone who walks in the daytime will not stumble, for they see by this world's light. It is when a person walks at night that they stumble, for they have no light. Well, I see Jesus saying, all right, I do understand 24 hours in a day. I'm going in the daytime in front of the people that try to stone me. Now, if I walk like I'm scared, even at nighttime, I'm going to stumble. But boldly I walk because I got something to do. And at nighttime, I'm not afraid to do what I got to do, but I'm going in the daytime. And while you with me, it's always good. Now, when I'm gone, that's when you might have some trouble. But right now, stone or no stone, let's go to the place I said, let's go to. After he had said this, he went on to tell them, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I'm going there to wake him up. His disciple replied, Lord, if he sleep, he'll be all right. Isn't that better? I mean, he's just taking a nap. Jesus had been speaking of his death, but his disciples thought he meant natural sleep. So then he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead. And for your sake, I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe. But let's go to him. I'm trying to get you 12 men that I got. You all somebody. I knew and know what's going on, but I want y'all to be a witness of what's getting ready to happen. Then Thomas, also known as Didymus, said to the rest of the disciples, let us also go that we may die with him. Thomas said, them folk gonna stone him, but come on, let's go with him. Them folk gonna kill him, but come on, we might as well go with him. I think it's better when we just hear what the word said. Don't assume, don't add, don't take away. You know, he's still in the growing process, Thomas. Thomas said, come on, they're going to kill him, but we're going with him. He ain't going by himself. On his arrival, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them in the loss of their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, have you heard that Jesus is coming? Have you heard? When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him. That's a smart thing to do. But Mary stayed at home. Lord, Martha said to Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. I believe that. If you had been here, all that we know about you, Lazarus would have still been alive. But I know that even now, God will give you whatever you ask. Even now, I believe that you can do something about it. That's what she said. Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. Now, she's talking strong. Let's see if she's going to still talk stronger after he said that. Martha answered, I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day. I know he's going to rise again with my understanding of the resurrection of the last day, but I'm talking about now. Jesus said to her, I'm going to be there on the last day, and I'm there today because I am the resurrection. You correct. On the last day, people going to get up, and today, your brother going to get up because I am that calls and make alive, and I give life. The one who believes in me will live even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? Yes, Lord, she replied, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who is to come into the world. After she had said this, she went back and called her sister Mary aside. Mary, can I see you? Jesus is here, she said, and is asking for you. When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to him. It's better to do what he said when he called you. Don't delay it. Don't put it off. Don't sit there and watch what he said do. Get up quickly like Mary. As soon as she heard that he said, come, Mary jumped up and went out to and ran to where he was. Now, Jesus had not made it or entered into the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. When the Jews who had been with Mary in the house comforting her noticed how quickly she got up and went out, they followed her, supposing she was going to the tomb to mourn there. Now that's kind of a good reputation. Mary got up quickly, and all the people that was at the house followed her. So that's a good place to be, especially when you're going after Jesus and then you got folk that's with you coming behind you. That's a good lineup right there. When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. It seemed like this might have been a discussion between her and her sister because her sister just said this. When Jesus saw her weeping and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. Where have you laid him? He asked. Come and see, Lord, they replied. Jesus wept. Then the Jews said, see how he loved him? But some of them said, could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying? Now we know that he just opened the blind eye the other day. You think he had the power to keep this man from dying? Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone laid across the entrance. Take away the stone, he said. But Lord, said Martha, the sister of the dead man, by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been there 4 days. Then Jesus said, did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? Don't drop out on your faith now. You've been doing pretty good. So she said, all right. So they took away the stone. Then Jesus looked up and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe that you sent me. That's why I said it. When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. The dead man came out with his hand and feet wrapped with strips of linen and a cloth around his face. Jesus said to them, take off the grave clothes and let him go. Pull off all them dead things around that man. I'm still laughing like, what everybody looking at? And they all look to, man, you don't understand what you, hey, that's a sight right there. I wonder how long did it take for them to get this together, because that's amazing. Therefore, many of the Jews who had come to visit Mary and had seen what Jesus did believed in him. Jesus said, right down my alley. I got some more folk that believe who I say and who I say I am. What I said and who I say I am. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. I'm going to tell you. I got to go tell it. Come on, let's go. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting with the Sanhedrins. What are we accomplishing? Blind eyes open. 5,000 fed. Woman with the issue of blood. How many more miracles? Dumb man speak. Crazy man got good sense. What we gonna do? They asked, here is this man performing many signs, many miracles. If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him. And then the Romans will come and take away both our temple and our nation. We can't have that. Then one of them named Caiaphas, who was a high priest that year, spoke up. You know nothing at all. You do not realize that it is better for you that one man die for the people than that the whole nation perish? He did not say this on his own, but as a high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus would die for the Jewish nation. He didn't mean it, but he sure spoke it right. God had this was already in the word, but now he's speaking it. He said, one man, instead of the whole nation, this one man gonna die. And not only for that nation, but also for the scattered children of God, to bring them together and make them one. Get all my people together. I'm dying for everybody. So from that day on, they plotted to take his life. So he got to go. You finna stop this. I'm telling you right now, I'm serious now. We have not accomplished anything, but this day, this man will die. Therefore, Jesus no longer moved about publicly among the people of Judea. Instead, he withdrew to a region near the wilderness, to a village called Ephraim, where he stayed with his disciples. Come on, join me, baby. Come here. When it was almost time for the Jewish Passover, many went up from the country to Jerusalem for their ceremonial cleansing before the Passover. We talking about Jesus, baby. They kept looking for Jesus as they stood in the temple courts. They asked one another, hold on one second, what do you think? Isn't he coming to the festival at all? You think Jesus is going to show up? They wanted to hurt Jesus. They wanted to kill Jesus. But the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that anyone who found out where Jesus was should report it so that they might arrest him. Somebody wanted to take Jesus' life. Jesus said, nobody's going to take my life. I'm going to give it up. But these folk were mad because Jesus kept doing good. Do you supposed to be mad when Jesus, do people supposed to be getting mad when Jesus did so much good? How do you think they ought to be? If Jesus did good, they should be what?
Nice.
They should be nice. They should be happy. Ladies and gentlemen, we just ate 57 pieces of bread from John 11. Let's get ready for John 12. Say bye-bye.
Can you talk to me a little bit?
Huh?
Can you talk about me for a little bit?
Well, we'll talk to you once we let the people go. Tell everybody bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Talk later, y'all.